After a long flight from Sweden, Jennifer Eriksson has one final leg of her journey, a now mandatory COVID test at Pearson Airport.
I thought it was going to be really bad, but it just tickles a lot.
And now you're on your way.
Yeah, whee!
But soon it won't be that easy. Arriving in Canada will mean a stay at a quarantine hotel, there for up to 3 days at a cost of $2,000, a travel deterrent as new, more contagious variants spread.
Our current rules are among the strictest in the world.
They also mean Ravi Sharma's parents might not see the birth of his first child. He and his wife were planning on their help, but they can't afford the new hotel fee.
It brings a lot of emotions. If a family member is traveling for a compassionate reason, should there be a different measuring stick for them?
Not particularly easy.
It's a question Phil Mowat, a Canadian in the UK, is asking too. His 91-year-old father in British Columbia has Alzheimer's.
Worst case scenario is that there could be an urgent health crisis or something. I just wouldn't make it over. That I could come over to see a grave.
Another measure, all flights to Mexico and the Caribbean have been canceled until April 30th, seemingly an attempt to limit March break travel. But the government is not halting flights to sun destinations in the U.S. Florida reported nearly 8,000 new COVID cases just yesterday.
The variant is already here.
Dr. Suman Chakrabarty says the focus should be less on travel and instead
we should look to see where it's going to cause the most damage. Essential workplaces where we're seeing a lot of transmission, congregate living settings, long-term care. This is where we should be focusing our attention.
Back at Pearson, relief from some passengers to be back home and to be tested.
I'm really glad to see that there's a free testing as soon as possible. No one ever knows how they will react to getting COVID.
Okay, so Ellen, can you take us back to the notion of quarantine hotels? Do we know more about when that rule would be enforced?
We don't for sure, Andrew. Transportation Minister Omar Al-Gabra said yesterday that requirement could come into effect as early as this Thursday, but that has not been officially announced and we did not get any more specifics on that today. One important note here is that since the pandemic began, less than 2% of all cases in Canada have been directly linked to international travel. So those public health measures, masking, distancing, staying at home, they don't become any less important with these new restrictions coming into effect.
Okay, Ellen Morrow, thanks for this.
You're welcome.